Bonjour. We'll do the rest of your packet all the way to the end. There's only, I believe, 8 activities. So ce sont de bonnes nouvelles. Those are some good news. So exercice 22, vivre or suivre is what we'll do next, or first. Complète les phrases avec le verbe le plus logique et sa conjugaison. Complete the phrases with the most logical verb and its conjugation. So number 1, you've got Terek et moi, nous blank un cours de français. So am I using vivre to live or suivre to follow / to take, as in to take a course? Well, we've got a French class following it. So it'll be Tariq and me. Nous suivons un cours de français. We follow a French course. D'accord? The literal translation is not super logical, but it means we take a French course. D'accord? So that's exercice 22. Moving on to exercice 23, le sujet est la matière. It says, voici des sujets. Now, I don't think I've told you this in class, but a sujet refers to a subject that you study within a class. D'accord? So, for example, French is la matière. That's the word for like discipline, a school subject. Le français is la matière, but some sujet that we study within le français might be the history of the Eiffel Tower, or discipline within schools, or grammar, the irregular past participle. Those are all subjects, specific subjects that you study within a larger matière. So it's easy to mix these up in French, and I may ask this as a bonus question on a quiz, but une matière is a discipline. So it's larger. They're the different classes that you learn. And le sujet is something more specific that you study. So, for example, let's do number 1. On étudie Socrate dans. We study Socrates in. He's a philosophe, a philosopher, so we'll say dans la philosophie. D'accord? And I put dans there instead of en so that you can write the article too. That's kind of a upper level grammar rule you don't need to worry about, but you'll write the article for all of these. Now, any of these that I want to look at, I think you can probably figure them out using the picture. But this one, although in the earlier in the packet, you were doing it from your own perspective, this is going to be from a French person's perspective. So English is going to be a foreign language. Okay? All right. Exercice 24, l'emploi du temps. It says, imagine que tu deviennes élève en France, mais tu peux choisir ton emploi du temps idéal. Remplis l'emploi du temps avec tes cours idéaux. Cool. So this is a French schedule. It looks like a French schedule. You can see you have Wednesdays off. We could even write libre in there. Sometimes French kids go to sports. But it says, imagine that you're becoming a student in France, but you can choose your ideal schedule. Fill in the schedule with your ideal courses. Cool. I would, for your own benefit, include some of the courses that are going to be on your quiz, to review some of that vocab. So I might say, all right, at 2 o'clock, at 14 heures, I'm going to take les lettres. Even if you want to make up the name of a teacher with Madame Lafleur. Now let's do Madame Duval. There's a super common French name. You don't have to add a teacher. You can just write in your schedule. Cool. And you can think about maybe repeating that twice a week. Cool. Maybe you want to have it on lundi and vendredi. That's up to you. Usually, I'll just give you some cultural information. French kids will take courses that are more important to their major. French kids choose a major in school. They'll take those in the morning. So if I decide that I'm a science major, I'm going to put mon cours de les SVT. I'll put that in the morning. Maybe at 10 o'clock, so it can be a little more lively than the first than the first course. Usually, more elective courses are in the afternoon, and you are allowed to have free blocks where you don't do anything. That's very common in France, that you'll have a free hour where you can go to the cour de récré, which can be the playground, but also in France they have rooms with like pool tables and darts and things to entertain kids while they do have these blocks, because that's the French culture. You're not studying for the entire time and necessarily engaged in school the entire time that you're at the school. You are given hour break here. There's also le déjeuner, that you have an hour break. D'accord. If you wanted to make up room names as well, because le déjeuner I would have in la cantine. So if you wanted to say les SVTs, and so this is with Madame, I can't think of it, Madame Vidal, d'accord? And it's in salle de sang. You can make up that too. Real quick, up here, you'll put your name. Don't forget that in French, if you received a French schedule, actually, you would put your last name and then your first name. Let's make myself André Jacques. That's what I was in junior high. For année, you all are in troisième right now. D'accord. Filière, do not put anything in. We'll do a culture lesson in class next time, and I'll tell you what a French person would put there. And then le lycée, don't put anything for. Don't put anything for professeur principal either. Just fill out your name and that you're in troisième. D'accord? So have some fun with that. I'll include a list of some fake classes that you can put if you want to put like underwater basket weaving or something crazy. Whatever. I can't promise that'll be on the list. I think basket weaving I actually do have on the list, but I'll attach a list so that you can do that activity. All right, let's look at exercice 25. Exercice 25 is irregular past participles. D'accord? Here it says écris la phrase verbale, write the verb phrase. So that means both your auxiliary verb, so your AV baby, and your past participle, your PP baby. And it gives you the verb, it gives you a translation. So you've got faire in the first one. It says, qu'est-ce que tu blank le week-end dernier? What did you do last weekend? So if we want to ask, what did you do? Oh, come on. Qu'est-ce que tu, first your AV baby. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait? Some of you are past the point where you need to hear AV baby and PP baby. You're just like, oh yeah, past tense. I just say tu as fait. You have this one. Great, awesome. Keep doing that, but I'll have that as a constant reminder. All right, so go through and do those. These are a bunch of irregular past participles that you've learned. Cool. All right, going to exercice 26, les devoirs du week-end, homework. Or actually, let's see if that means homework or if it means tasks. Raconte ce qui s'est passé. So retell what happened avec les devoirs, with the homework, en utilisant un verbe du lexique, using a verb from the lexicon, from the word bank, et le passé composé, and the past tense. So we want to say, number one, the teacher somethinged us the homework. D'accord? Probably he gave us the homework. Let's see. He something us the homework. I'm going to say le professeur nous a. Now, why is it a, not avons? It's because we're talking, the teacher to us has given. So le professeur, so that can be tricky sometimes in French, because remember that objects go before the verb. So the teacher to us a rendu les devoirs. That's what I'm going to say. Let's see. I wish donner were on here. But it's speaking, so I think it's got to be dear. Nous a dit. I think it's supposed to say que nous avons les devoirs. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'll let you figure out. It's either going to be rendu, but that usually means turn into, but it can also be pass out. And it might be D. If it's supposed to be D, it's supposed to say que nous avons les devoirs. The teacher told us that we have homework. So I think that's what it's supposed to be. The new teacher told us que nous avons des devoirs, that we had homework. So I apologize for that. I'll fix that. But we'll figure it out next week. All right, exercice 27. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait? Raconte ce que chaque personne... So, qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait means what did they do? Raconte ce que chaque personne a fait en utilisant un verbe du lexique et le passé composé. Tell what each person did using a verb from the word bank and past tense. So we've got Leo here. Leo did something, a nice letter. So he probably wrote a nice letter. So let's do that. So we got Leo a écrit. He's at the store right now. Yeah. So Léo a écrit une lettre gentille. Yeah, that's what you're doing. D'accord? I don't need to dwell on that. Also, another teacher walked in, so I apologize for that. There's not a way for me to pause this. All right, exercice 28, choix du verbe, choosing the verb. You're going to choose the right verb, choose le bon verbe, choisis le bon verbe selon le contexte, according to the context. Puis, écris la phrase verbale, then write the verbal phrase, baby, baby, pipi, baby, du passé composé pour finir la phrase. So, first one, you've got apprendre or survivre, to learn or to survive. So, nous blank un cours très difficile, mais avec de mauvaises notes. We somethinged a very difficult course, but with bad grades. Sounds like you probably survived it, not learned it. So, I would say nous avons, and vivre, this verb is built from vivre, so it's going to be sur vécu. D'accord? I don't have a clever way to remember vivre as vécu. If you think of something, let me know. Although, vini vidi, no, never mind. Never mind, that won't work. Okay. Exercice 29, qui a fait quoi? Who did what where? Qu'est-ce que tes amis ont fait à l'école aujourd'hui? What did your friends do at school today? Regarde chaque dessin. Look at each picture. Puis écris une phrase qui décrit ce que chaque personne a fait ou elle l'a fait. Then write a phrase that describes what each person did and where they did it. D'accord? All right. So number one, it looks like you've got some boys in the cafeteria. There's the canteen in French, la cantine. So we want to say they did something in the cantine. In the cantine, is there a déjeuner? Prendre le déjeuner. So we want to say they took lunch. Ils ont pris. I know it's pris because I remember that's an irregular past participle. Ils ont pris le déjeuner. That's this one right here. So we can cross that out. And then à la cantine, in the cantine. Hey, what happened? Déjeuner, maybe I didn't. À la cantine. Voilà. And that's it. That's what you're going to do for all of them. And that's the very last activity. So, félicitations. Congratulations. You've finished packet 2.2. There will not be a quiz next week because you're also going to be preparing for an in-class speaking course. So just be aware that you'll be doing your in-class speaking the vendredi au café, rather, the journée au café, the café day. D'accord? So voilà, that's it. Merci beaucoup.